Hi there. I just want to record one last video to say thank you to you all for great discussions. I appreciate the honesty and the candor with which you led your discussions. I think I've learned a lot from your discussions, and I think many people had a lot of different takeaways from reading the Module 14 posts. Those are fantastic reflections, and I thank you for extending yourselves as professionals. I think that your students will be better off for it. One thing that I'm attaching to this post is just another, well, first of all, I'm attaching the OISE survey again. So if you haven't done the OISE survey, that's some great feedback for the school in terms of how they run the course. And for myself, I'm going to attach another survey that's just literally one question. I just want to know if you enjoyed the small group, the medium group, or the large group discussions, what the best format is, things like that, just so that I can reflect on how to run this course better myself within the confines that I'm talking about. So that brings me to the last point that I wanted to make, which is we all work in a system that we can change little by little, and we can change how we do things, but the system is a system. So that means that, yes, we do have to create grades at the end of a term. We do have to send home report cards that have a grade that evaluate the students. But it's what we do within the confines of that system that makes a difference to the students. So for example, valuing formative assessment over summative assessment. So my rule of thumb is usually 90-10. 90% of my assessment is formative. My students know that it counts for their learning. And then the final 10% is the summative, and that's what kind of counts. But I also use my professional judgment all the time in that summative assessment, where if students have shown me what they know throughout the formative part, then I reserve the right to use my conversations and observations with them to change those evaluations. And I think that that's fair. And that's me working within the system to do what's right for my students. The other piece that I think is a huge takeaway for me and what this group learned is the value of rich tasks and how much rigorous math can play a role in rich tasks. So a lot of people's arguments against rich tasks is, and what you'll face when you go back to buildings, certain buildings, is that it's taking the rigor away from math, and that there isn't enough kind of true calculations and things like that. But I think from all the resources that I've shown you, you've seen that math plays a huge role in solving the problems that I'm asking kids to solve. So again, thank you for all the learning. Thank you for all the feedback so far. Please click on the surveys below to kind of give more feedback so you can keep changing the system that I'm working within. And good luck in your next endeavors. And please keep in touch. Let me know if you need anything further.